Hi, I'm Raf, and I'm so happy that you're here. Most people, when they start out with Modular, get excited first about oscillators, filters, and effects, which I totally understand because they're great. But there comes a time in every modular musician's life when they realize how important utility modules are, and they start to get excited about that. And that's why I want to make this video, because this video is about using submixers in your system, which sounds boring, but it's not, believe me. And I'm going to do that with the new module by Vostok Instruments called Hive. And Hive is basically a 4-channel stereo mixer with panning, and that is the CV-controllable, and you've got a master output. And it's only 10 HP, which I think is really great for a mixer like this, especially when it's stereo. By the way, I'm not getting paid to make this video. I've not been asked to create this video. I want to create this video myself. And on one hand, because I want to record videos that talk about patching techniques, so it can help you maybe to create more beautiful music. And on the other hand, I really like Vostok Instruments. And this summer I went to Barcelona, and that's where Vostok Instruments is situated. And I got to visit Jose in his beautiful workshop. And we had an amazing talk about Eurorack synthesizers and music, and it was great. And when I left, he gifted me Hives. And it was really just a gift, no strings attached. So let's see how I use Hive in my setup and how I create music with it. So in my music, I work a lot with intricate melodies that are complex and with a lot of harmonic progression. And I love to create a big build-up. And one of the main oscillators I use for that is the XPO by Make Noise. It's really great. It has 3 different variable stereo wave outputs. And it felt like Hive was born to be the brother of my XPO, because I use also the DXG, a low-pass gate, and it has 2 channels. So before I had Hive, I used 2 waveform outputs and patched them together, and that already created a lot of texture and build-up. But now I can actually patch all the stereo waveform outputs into Hive and patch them into 1 channel of the low-pass gate and have another waveform enter this channel of the low-pass gate, and I have the sub bass also in the Hive, so I can create this lush, epic build-up of a melody. So let's listen to how that sounds like. The melody you're hearing is part of a patch that is going to be a track on my new EP. So I'm excited to play this for you. You're only hearing one of the stereo waveform outputs now. And by the way, if you can wear headphones, it is advised, because I'm also modulating the panning on Hive with the LFOs coming from Octrite here, and it creates this really beautiful stereo image. Okay, so this already sounds really nice, but if we add like more waveforms, the sound gets fuller. And also because the panning is on both sides at the moment, you get this morphing sound, which I really like. Let's add some bass. Let's add some Desmo Versio. And just the way how it evolves. It's so beautiful. This doesn't sound like one oscillator, because it's, morphing and panning all these waveforms through the stereo spectrum, which of course the XPO was designed to do, but I feel like with a mixer like Hive, you really unlock its full potential. So yeah, this mixer is not going to leave my case anytime soon. So I own a lot of Vostok Instruments modules, and they are really great in packing a lot of functionality in not a lot of space. And Hive was for me like the missing link to create a full four-voice synthesizer or a full polyphonic synthesizer. I'm also, again, panning the different channels with Oct, and it's really nice to listen to this on headphones. So let's just listen to the patch I've made. So you can hear the percussive noise. And let's open one of the filters. Let's add some bass. Add some melody. So yeah, you're listening now to 4 voices being played. And this is only in 60 HP. I could, if I wanted to, I could play a full set with this setup. Just listen to that. Oh my god. So you've just listened to a full 4-voice synthesizer with a bass voice, 3 melodic voices and noise percussion in only 60 HP all with its own envelope generators and filters. And Hive really glues it all together into one stereo signal that you then can send out to your main mixer. So it will only take up one channel of your mixer, which I think is great. So yeah, it adds so much layers and depth and even polyphony to your Eurorack setup. Like I said before, the Vostok range is really suitable to create a really beautiful polyphonic synthesizer with, especially when you're using a sequencer like the HairMod Plus that I am using. In the HairMod, in the settings, you can chain multiple channels together to be polyphonic. And it really works beautifully with the Vostok range. So what you're about to hear is the polyphonic setting of the Vostok modules going into Nautilus, and also having a little bit of C-Lex and a little bit of Desmodius Versio for some beautiful, spacious sounds. Okay. So I'm playing on my key step 37 and I'm just playing 4-note chords. Let's put on an arpeggiator. I think that's just so gorgeous. Another way how I use a submixer in my system is to create an extra channel, a send channel towards my granular sampler. I work with the IntelliGel multigrain, and it has a live granular mode, and I love to send different signals into it from different oscillators, but have the effects of the multigrain separate from the sound of the oscillator, so I can put different effects on it, or have only the wet signal of the granular sampler. My multigrain is down here, and normally I would have changed my setup for a video, but I'm in the midst of recording my EP, so I don't want to change anything in my case at the moment. So yeah, it's down here, but you'll hear it in a minute. So what I did, and I do need mults for that, is that I threw a buffered mult here, and I multed the output signals of my oscillators, and one of those outputs is going into my main mixer, and one of those outputs is going into in this case the mix-up by IntelliGel, and the mix-up is going into the multigrain. So I've got a separate channel of the output of my oscillators going into the mix-up, and one going into my mixer. Okay, so let's just listen to what happens if we only listen to the multigrain. So this is multigrain graining my input signals, and I can choose which of those input signals I want to have going in there. So if I only want my XPO to go in there, and what's a really great thing about this is that I've got my XPO now on a different channel as well. Because I love that the multigrain, what it does, that it goes into the send and return in my delay
so it gets this delay effect. But this melody that you're hearing now, if it gets a delay, I think it's too busy. I only want this to have a reverb. If I didn't separate these two signals with this submixer, I could not create it. So you can hear now that those signals are separate. So you've got so much more control of what you want. And I can do that with my rings as well. Let's hear the rings. So yeah, and it goes also into multigrain. And I can also do that with my STO. So I've got a lot of control. So let's just put everything through multigrain, which gives a great full sound. Yeah. So yeah, this is a way to create an extra channel for your effect, which gives you so much more control than if it's all just going into the effect. And yeah, it gives you so much more depth and ability to shape the sound the way you want. And for me, that's really key. So these are a few ways how I use submixers in my system, and I hope I could demonstrate and explain it to you, and maybe inspire you to explore this as well. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to answer all of them. And there will also be coming a lot more music videos of me, but I am in the midst of recording my first EP, so I am also keeping that a little bit to myself, because normally the music that I create, I immediately share it on my channel. But now I want to put it on my EP, so maybe not spoil it. But yeah, music videos are coming up soon as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.